Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at Chicken Scratch. This is what we're making today, and this is day 4 of the 12 days of Christmas, and this is snowman soup. So here's the poem on the back side, and then inside the box we have a candy cane, marshmallows, which are called freeze-dried snowballs, a little Hershey Kiss, and a packet of hot cocoa. Okay, so let me give you the measurements. This is a lot. Okay, so we've got real red cardstock that measures 6 by 11. And then we've got the Let It Snow Designer Series paper. We're just going to be cutting this little snowman out. We've got 4 pieces of the Let It Snow Designer Series paper. Two pieces measure 3.5 by 3.5. And then 2 pieces measure 1 1/4 by 3.5. Okay, so I've got some glimmer paper. And I've gone ahead and cut that out with the layering squares. The measurement of this will be on the instruction sheet. Then I've got a real red scallop square, also cut out with the layering squares dies, and that measurement will be on the instruction sheet as well. I've gone ahead and cut out the stitched square, and that's 2 1/8. Then I've got another piece of Whisper White for this greeting right here. And then I've got the snowman soup and the freeze-dried snowballs. You can print both of these PDFs over on my website. I printed this one on Whisper White, and I just printed this one on copy paper. Okay, so let's start with the box. I'm going to place it on the 11-inch side, which is the landscape side, and I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch. 4 1/4, 5 3/4, and 9 1/2. I'm going to turn it on the portrait side, which is the 6-inch side, and I'm going to score it at 3/4 and 4 1/2. I'm going to fold on the score lines and use my bone folder. While I do this, I want to give a shout out to Linda. This was the box that I made for my 12 weeks of Halloween, and it used 12 by 12 paper. So she redid the measurements for me so that we could use 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So for those of you that don't purchase the 12 by 12 paper, now you can make the box. The measurements are a little bit different because it is a smaller box, but it's still very cute. I'll make sure that I link to the Halloween version on my website. Okay, so now I'm going to take my scissors and remove this section. So this is the only side that has that 1/2 inch strip, okay? And then I'm going to remove this one. And then I'm going to angle cut. Some of you may remember that box that I made. I think it was week 1, actually. Okay, so down here at the bottom, I'm going to cut up to the score line on each of these. And then I'm going to do the same thing up here. Okay, so let me show you how this is going to work. We're going to put tear and tape on this. Then we're going to put liquid glue on these, and they're going to fold down. But we want to attach this side panel first, because if we don't, then it kind of makes it really bulky. So I'm going to do one more thing before we attach our tear and tape, and I'm going to trim these 2 tabs on the bottom of our box. Okay, so that's trim to the right and to the left on both of these tabs. I'm going to take my tear and tape and add it to this 1/2 inch strip over here. I'm going to get my take your pick tool and remove the backing of the tear and tape. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this over. Looks like I attached it a little bit crooked. If you do that, you can just snip off that little teeny tiny bit, okay? Okay, so now these pieces are going to fold in, and this is going to fold in, and this is going to fold in. I like how it gives us that edge. So what I'm going to do is take these back out of there, and then I'm just going to get my liquid glue and put it on there and fold it in. So I'm going to start with this one. Okay, so that one. I don't want to attempt to do more than 2 at a time because either I'll get it all over myself or I'll mess up. Okay, now we're going to do these 2. Again, fold that down. Fold this down and then just hold that for just a second. Okay, so our seam is right here, so that makes that the back of our box. So that makes this the front of our box. So I'm going to use my tear and tape on that part of it. Want to make sure that I've sealed that. Yeah, so I think I said a shout out earlier. I also meant to say thank you. I can't remember now if I said thank you to Linda for reworking this box for me to use 8.5 by 11. Okay. So yes, thank you, thank you. Now we're going to go ahead and attach the Designer Series paper. So you can decide which way you prefer to do it. You can do it vertically like this, or you can do it horizontally. I kind of like it vertically. But you know what? Let's just change it up. Well, we can't because I already cut the side panels. So we're going to keep it that way. Sorry about that. Now this paper is our specialty paper, so it's textured. It's got the shiny stuff. So you do want to make sure that you use plenty of adhesive. That specialty paper is a little bit thicker and it's got that glitter on there. And if you want to save your paper, like I sometimes am guilty of doing, you don't have to decorate the back side. But it certainly makes it cuter if you do. Now the 2 sides. I did consider using the pool party side, but I have used those blue colors a lot already this holiday season. So I decided to go with the red. And now this one. Okay, so there's our box. Now we're going to take the Snowman Builder Punch and we're going to cut out this snowman. I just remembered that there's one piece of cardstock that I forgot to tell you to use, and that would be the basic black right there. So here's the basic black, and we're going to cut out the 2 arms. Okay, I'm going to get my silicone mat because this makes it so much easier to work with this guy. I can't even tell you how much easier. If you don't have one of these mats, they are kind of a must. Okay, so the Let It Snow embellishment kit, we're going to take one of the, what are these called? Felt embellishments. So we're going to use the little stocking hat here and the scarf here. And you get lots of different ones in here. These have been on back order, but they're supposed to be back on December 2nd. So any day now. They're probably going to go fast, though. I will say that. If you have your heart set on them, you might want to get them ASAP. Okay, so I'm going to take my liquid glue and add a little bit to the arm. And then I'm just going to lay this right there on top. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this one. I don't know if y'all could hear Bella. She's over there moaning. Okay, there's that one. So I'm going to take my liquid glue again and add some to the back of the stocking hat. And then we're going to do the same thing to the scarf. Oh, she's decided to start eating some paper. Bella. Oops, I got some glue on the front side. Okay, and then it's going to go right about there. So we're just going to hold these for a second and give them time to dry. And I'm going to slide that over for just a second and go ahead and stamp our greeting. We are using the Itty Bitty Greeting stamp, or Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set, the Very Merry. You have lots of choices. I just chose this one because it fits in a 1-inch circle punch. I've got my Real Red ink here. I did just re-ink this thing, so I'm hoping it doesn't have too much ink on it. Oh, no, pretty good. Okay, so we're going to let that dry because, like I said, I just re-inked that. Let's go ahead and attach some of our layers. So I'm going to attach the Real Red scallop square to the Glimmer scallop square. I was trying to figure out earlier what was on that Glimmer paper, but it's covered up with the red, so it's not that important. And then I'm going to attach the Whisper White stitch square also with my liquid glue. Okay. You want to make sure you use plenty adhesive on that Glimmer paper because I can see that it's kind of coming up. So I will add more adhesive to it later. So now I'm going to put my liquid glue on the back of the Glimmer paper and add it to the front of the box, making sure I'm adding it to the front and not the back. Now I normally pop this layer up, but because we already are popping up the snowman's going to be popped up and the Very Merry is going to be popped up, so I'm not popping up the layers here. I'm going to cut out the greeting with the 1-inch circle punch. Okay, this guy is going to get turned over. Hopefully it's dry now. No, it's not dry, so we'll give it some more time. Let me stick that back on there. It does eventually dry. I might need to put a little bit more adhesive. Let's see. No, it should be good. So what we'll do while he's drying is go ahead and pack our bag of goodies. So the freeze-dried snowballs, I used a 2.5 by 6 cellophane bag, and I got these at clearbags.com. I'll have the link to them on my website. So I'm just going to fold this over and then take my freeze-dried snowballs label and add it to the front to seal it closed. Now you can purchase marshmallows individually packed, but I don't give enough of those away to justify spending the money on a whole bag of pre-packaged marshmallows. So my family knows I've washed my hands multiple times, and I didn't touch them. I just poured the bag into this bag. Okay, so that part's done. I cut off about 1 inch. Now we're going to take the 6 by 8 cellophane bag. Now this is the Stampin' Up! Bag, and I'm going to add my hot cocoa packet, and then I'm going to place it in here so that I can get it exactly right. Okay, so that looks good. right there. So then I'm going to take my freeze-dried snowballs, and I'm going to take my Hershey Kiss, and then I'm going to tie this close with this beautiful ribbon. The candy cane's going to go on the outside, and the reason I chose that is because it was quite a bit taller than the hot cocoa, and I kind of just felt like it was too tall, and it was going to mess up how beautiful the ribbon was going to look. So if you buy the smaller candy canes, then you can fit them inside this snowman soup within the package, okay? Did that make sense? Hopefully I didn't mess that up. Yeah, you can fit it in the cellophane bag with all the other things instead of on the outside like what I'm doing. Presentation is everything, right? Okay, trim that. Trim that. Okay, so now this guy's going to get turned over, and we're going to place a couple dimensionals on the back of him. So one here and one here. And then for our Very Merry, we're going to place one Stampin' Dimensional on the left side, okay? So let's take this. If you make these, don't forget to just let your felt dry. Okay, he's going to go right in the middle. And then this one's going to go down here at the bottom. And then our final step, oh, we got to add our candy cane in there. And then the poem goes on the back side. So I like to add this with dimensionals. So for those of you that have stayed until the very end, I have a giveaway, a really good giveaway, but I'm going to show you both projects first. So this is the one we just made. And then here's my original. So stinking cute, right? So this is my snowman soup this year. And every time I do a 12 Days of Christmas project, I'm giving away some product. So this is day 4, and here's the giveaway. Itty Bitty Christmas stamp set, brand new stamp set, and one of the Let It Snow embellishment kits. To enter to win, all you have to do is leave a comment on day 4 of the 12 Days of Christmas. If you need anything, let me know, and don't forget there's a free PDF over on my website with all the measurements. Thanks a lot and have a great day. Bye.